Hey guys, welcome to Boxing Squared for boxing news and views from around the internet. Does Anthony Joshua regret having offered to spar Tyson Fury as Fury prepares for his rematch with Deontay Wilder, which is set to take place in 2020? Hasn't been formally announced, but expected to be February the 22nd. And I asked the question, and you may have seen this elsewhere in stories in the media and also other YouTube videos which have seized upon Joshua's comments in an interview with IFL TV. So this is a screenshot from that interview about the 6-minute mark. He was asked what was the story with offering to spar Fury. And he had a very curious response, which has got people sort of talking about this, and I'll just quote it verbatim. So he says, you know, when I look back at some of the shit I say, I think, why did I say that? And then when he was probed a bit further, he says, so now we're going to talk about it and give it more publicized things to talk about. And then asked another question, he sort of gets quite serious about the issue and says, you know what it is, Fury is a world-class fighter, and I'm a world-class fighter that is still trying to improve so I can become an elite-level fighter when I'm fighting. Sparring Fury is only going to do me good, in my opinion, so I'm never too big for my boots when I can't learn any more. So that opportunity for me to spar Fury is for my own benefit as well. And the reason why I thought about it and the reason why it came to fruition for me is because I feel like if Fury was to win that fight, I think he would be more inclined to fight me next and quicker than Wilder would. Anthony Joshua's statements to IFL TV. But the first part of that, I think this is the part that is a little bit of a head scratcher, because he says sometimes he looks back at the things that he says and thinks, why did I say that? And if you actually saw that interview and the way that he was putting across his comments, the first part of it at least, it didn't necessarily ring with a massive sort of tone of regret. It was more that he'd sort of said a flippant sort of comment type thing. But obviously, if you say you look back at something and say, why did I say that? You're going to get the media going, and also social media, and this has been seized upon. So I'm not sure that Joshua really intended to sort of say it the way that it's been taken. But that's the thing. In this day and age, if you say something and it can be easily misconstrued, as I think it can be in this case, well, that's on you for saying it. And for me, the fact that he says he looks back at stuff and says, why did I say that? He may well look back at this very interview and do the same. But of the other comments regarding him wanting to improve, becoming an elite level fighter and could get benefit from sparring Tyson Fury, I think a lot of people would agree that this is a lot of upside for Anthony Joshua. Should the two ever fight, you know, Joshua with the experience of sparring Fury, if he does in fact go to Tyson Fury's training camp in the new year, it's going to be of some benefit, give Joshua a look at Fury. But that's a bit of a two-way street. Fury can also get a beat on Joshua. But I think for a lot of people, when they heard Fury accepted the sparring offer, sort of thought, well, what's really in it here for Tyson Fury? It's not a like-for-like style comparison with Wilder. It seemed to be maybe more upside for an Anthony Joshua. But a lot of people have taken it to be that the two British fighters are teaming up to beat Deontay Wilder. And I've seen some fans sort of spinning a can't beat Wilder on his own sort of narrative, and that they're scared of him and have to team up for the sake of trying to get him off the scene. You know, a lot of people will think what they want with this. But if Joshua does spar Fury, I think, you know, one, that would surprise me, but it sort of seems like he's locked into it now. And some of the comments that he made after the initial why did I say that, he was quite serious about the benefit that he would get. And Tyson Fury publicly has said, yes, please come, that would be great. So if he does, it'll be quite big news, and a lot of people will want to see the sparring footage. But then again, I mean, what would they be doing in sparring? Maybe there would be specific instructions which they would be sparring under. Obviously, Anthony Joshua, until recently, had a lot of technical spars with guys that were coming in. Carlos Takam, when he sparred with Anthony Joshua ahead of the Povetkin fight, he stated that, you know, he wasn't able to go full tilt because it was more of a technical sparring situation. So we don't know if he does go into camp what sort of work they would be looking to do, what they would be asking of Joshua, because it wouldn't be just go in there and try to beat Tyson Fury up. They would be looking for Joshua to do certain things, try to replicate Wilder to some extent, because otherwise what's the point? They would need him to be trying to do some of the things that Wilder can do. But does Anthony Joshua really regret having thrown out that offer? It's a bit inconclusive. I mean, if you watch the interview, he didn't necessarily seem too down about it. He just sort of said, why did I say that? But then got very serious about the benefits of being there. So it was a strange sort of, sequence of comments from Joshua, and maybe he will regret having said what he said in that interview. But drop a comment, loud and often. Hit like, hit subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, boxing_squared. I'm out.